Hey guys, this is going to be my review for the Bandai 1/100th scale Master Grade Tallgeese II. This is just an out-of-box build, and as promised I'm reviewing this kit because I want to compare the Bandai Tallgeese with the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese. Now this is the Tallgeese II, and I'm going to be comparing it to the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese III, but it's mostly the same kit. I'd say 95% the same kit except for just a few parts that are changed. So basically the first thing I'm gonna say is that the biggest problem with this kit is why I've got it in this pose, which looking on the camera it looks alright at the moment actually, but it's a little bit goofy. It's definitely leaning forward a bit, and that's because as I turn on my base to start rotating this around, probably gonna see the problem here. Well, maybe not. It's hanging on barely, but there it goes. Oh, and all the way down to the floor. And that's the biggest problem with this kit. Let me pick this up and show you as let me turn that off. I lost the not V-fin, but the plumage on the top of the head there, so let me stick that back on. Lost that, and also lost the gun barrel. Stick that back in there. Now, yeah, the biggest problem with this kit is not gonna stand up on its own in a just standard position. You could do something fancy maybe, but still gonna have difficulty. The feet are just really small, and it's got all of its weight is up above the waist. So as I'm just gonna try something here, you can see I've got it in a pose there, but it's still really wobbly. Any little bit is just gonna knock that over, I'm afraid. So for the rest of this kit, let's put this up on a action base. Now that's better. It's going to be much easier to show this to you guys now while it's up on a base. And yeah, basically it's everything you'd expect from a regular Bandai kit. If you've built the Tallgeese 1, then I imagine you're not really in for any surprises at all with this kit. This is an online exclusive kit that was released last year, and it's being re-released at the end of this year or beginning of 2015. Anyway, in a few months it's going to be released as an online exclusive again. So if you missed your chance to get it before, you're going to have a chance to get it again now. And the gun is nice, and the connection mechanism they've got here is still not great. It's hard to get the gun in a position where the hand can hold it well. The main handle, they should have made it on some kind of moving mechanism where it could swivel in more towards the suit, so the suit could hold it at an angle. Otherwise, probably your good bet would be to hold it on a handle on the side, but this arm, it can't reach that. So yeah, it's just really hard to hold the dauber gun in a good way. But it looks nice just like off to the side like that, but when you've got a big gun like that and not really able to use it, it's kind of a shame. Of course it's possible, but it's just not the easiest thing to do. And then on this side, the mechanism here joining the shield to the shoulder works fine, because it's just a shield. There's no problem getting that up to where you could pull the handle out and grip the shield with the hand. And speaking of hands, these are the Master Grade Gundam Wing EW hands, where they just swap the fingers like that. So we've got open hands and fists and trigger fingers and holding hands for everything. So we've got plenty of options for hands. Everything's okay there. The only other extra parts that you aren't seeing on the kit, everything Sorry, it's not in focus. Everything you're gonna get, you're seeing there right now, except for the hand options. We've got two clear pink beam blades that are slightly curved. Those are really nice and long. You can see they're almost as tall as the main body of the Tallgeese. And then we've also got a tiny Lieutenant Noin here. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's Lieutenant Noin and a Treize Kushinaga figure there as well. So whenever I do up this kit properly, paint and everything, I think I'll paint those. They're pretty nice. And since I mentioned the decals, I'll just go ahead and show those again. These are the decals that are special to the Tallgeese II. Let's see. There you go. A lot of white, so hard to see, but you can see some big II logos there. And the other thing I was going to mention, I usually never put any of the foil stickers on my kits, even for out-of-box builds, but I did this time just because just the ones on the head. There's just the kind of eye visor up inside there. Let me bring it a little bit closer. You can see that's just a black and green sticker in there, and then these white stripes on the head are stickers. So I just went ahead and put those on there just for show for now. But I'll eventually just paint all that stuff, of course. So yeah, the articulation is nice. The knees are really cool. I like the knee armor, how the knee bends. That knee armor is really cool. Although this one, when I was moving it before, I heard a really loud snap. So I'm really worried to take it apart that something is broken inside. But for now, it seems to be working fine. Like there's no major problems. It's just that the feet, like I said, are too small. And here's another problem. This part always comes loose. Whenever you do up the kit, just put some glue on that, it'll be fine. But like, it's always coming loose. Anytime you want to, like, if you are trying to stand up this kit, and you're trying to like push the feet down into position, you're just going to push that armor piece off every time. So that just needs a bit of glue just to stay on there nice and well. The hips are fine, even though there's this part where the side skirt armor is connected to the thigh armor via this kind of peg there that fits into both parts. The way they've designed it is really cool, that it doesn't really limit the articulation of the hip really all that much, so it is able to move very nicely while still staying attached to that side skirt armor. So that's really cool. The side skirt armor doesn't have any moving parts at all, although it would be nice if that opened up. But the back skirt armor, move this around, move these out of the way, the back skirt armor does open up like that. Both sides open individually. That's cool, the pieces aren't connected. So you've got that. And then of course the booster packs do open up. I'll just go ahead and take it off just for ease. One also kind of disappointing thing, this part here, you can see that big gap there. It's a bit unsightly. I wish they would have made that a little bit tighter together, but it's not really great. See, it just is kind of fitting on top of there loosely. But anyway, you can of course pull these apart, pull out the wing like that. They stay open pretty well. If you move it around enough, it is not really locked into position. It would have been nice if they would have had some sort of lock for the open position like that, but it works well enough. And the arm that it's connected on is nice. It can come down like that, and then it also you can rotate this while it's on there like this here, and then it goes up and down. So that's enough articulation. It doesn't really need anything else. And the head is good. Up, this piece under the chin is just kind of free floating between the connections, so it does move up and down a bit with the head. So the head moves pretty nice. And the head overall, the mold looks really good, so that's nice. The cockpit opens like that, which is pretty standard. There's a small little Treize inside. And the waist articulation is pretty good in the stomach. You can see it gets quite a lot of bend there. So the articulation of this kit is really nice. I guess the arms, I can show you too. Arms go up and out pretty well, like that. And the shoulders, of course, the elbows are double jointed. Sorry, it's missing its fingers. Anyway, yeah, the articulation of the kit is really nice, and the armor separation and the armor movement is really nice with the knees and the elbow joints. The armor separation is really cool. Even the feet as well. The way that the feet move and the armor is separated there. It's all really nice. It's just a pity that you can't do anything with it on the ground, but I guess it is mostly a flying mobile suit, and so that's basically where it's gonna shine. The only other thing is, just like I said, it's too bad you can't use the dauber gun for a whole lot. If you fool around with it, you can sort it out. And of course you can do the typical Treize pose of, like, for the Tallgeese II, of standing the gun up, and it might actually be good to use the gun as sort of a tripod. If you want to stand the kit up without a base, you could use the gun as sort of a tripod to recreate, the Treize's pose of standing there with the dauber gun like that. So yeah, about the gun, it's got a lot of really nice detail on here, and even this little mechanism here that you can push this back and then flip this part down, and it should push that back, there we go, and push that down, and now it's not doing it. I don't really understand the point of this gimmick, because it's kind of useless and it doesn't really work all that well. I'm finding maybe I'm doing something wrong, but you're supposed to push this back and then flip this down, and it's supposed to lock it in this open position like that, where you've got this back parts open. But in there, I just hope I didn't actually break that piece. No, it just sits in there. Oh, thank God, I thought I actually broke something on there. But anyway, see, my point is that the gimmick doesn't work that well, for me anyway. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but anyway, not a lot else I can say about the kit. It's nice, definitely. It's a good kit. If you've got the Tallgeese one, you really don't need this kit unless you're a really super big fan of Gundam Wing or the Tallgeese or Treize or whatever. And then in that case, by all means, go ahead and get it. And the Tallgeese III is coming, so yeah, I can expect pretty much the same thing for that kit as well. Now, for my next video, I'll be reviewing the Dragon Momoko Tallgeese III, and I'll compare this kit and that one, so you can see if some of the faults of this kit transfer over to the Tallgeese III, and what faults that kit might have in that it's a knockoff of this kit. So thanks for it's really weird. Sometimes, like, my camera just stops recording by itself, and it's always like right at the moment when I'm right at the end of recording my video anyway, like it somehow knows, okay, you're done, that's the end of the video, and just shuts off. But this time it cut me off a few seconds early, so just gonna say, yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next video.